This is a well-detailed lab coat tutorial strictly for beginners. Stay tuned if you're interested in learning how to make this.
So you're welcome to today's video. We'll be making a lab coat and my fabric is folded into two already. This is it. It is folded into two already. And the first thing I'll be cutting is the back of the lab coat. I'll be cutting the back of the lab coat. And the length for the lab coat is 37. It's actually 36, but I want to give 1.5 inches allowance for stitching and folding. The lab coats don't need to be very long. So I'll take my length measurement, which is 37.5, sorry. So I'll give a mark here. So at this particular place, this is now our start line. So I'll go ahead and rule out the straight line. So get your perfect fold. You have to divide your hip measurements divided by 4 and add extra 3 inches allowance. So for this particular one, the hip measurement divided by 4 is 10.5, and you can see me having 13.5 here. That is my fold. Do you understand? So after starting my straight line, the back, I want it to have an opening at this bottom, so, and also a joining at the back. You can decide to leave your own plain, but for me, I just don't want it to be plain. I want it to have a joining at the back and an opening at the down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove 1 inch from my shoulder line. This is my shoulder line now, it's my start line. I'm going to take out 1 inch from the beginning to the end. From the beginning to the end, I'm going to take out 1 inch. So this particular 1 inch, I'm going to connect all the points to meet each other. The purpose of this 1 inch is to have a joining at the back to give it its own beauty, and also a slant at the end of the lab coat. And the back, when joining it, you're not going to join it to the end. I'll actually show you when I'm sewing it. So this 1 inch, you're not going to start your measurement from there. All measurement will start from here. So our shoulder is 16 divided by 2 is 8. So we give a mark here. And for the shoulder slant, I'm going to come down by what? 1 inch. After coming down by 1 inch, then my armhole measurement. How to get your armhole measurement? It is the bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5. That's what's going to give you the armhole measurement. So for me, after dividing the bust measurement by 6 and added 1.5, I have 8. But because it's a lab coat, I want it to be very free. I'm going to mark 8.5. I'm going to mark 8.5. So I'll go ahead and measure shoulder to bust measurement for this client is 11. Then the shoulder to waist, I'm not going to measure shoulder to under bust. I don't need the under bust. So shoulder to bust 11, shoulder to waist 17. And my shoulder to hip, you can be 25, 26, 27. But most times to get my accurate measurement, I go to the waist and measure my shoulder to hip, and it's 10, but I decide to use 9.5 for this lab coat. So that's how I got my shoulder to hip measurements, or rather my waist to hip measurement. So I'm just going to draw out the lines I already have here. I'm using a white chalk so that the fabric will get stained by using a colored chalk. So I'll just draw out the lines. This is my bust, waist, hip, and this is the armhole. I'll just take it to the end. And I want to connect my shoulder slants to my armhole, but to get it right, I'll still measure the 8 inches I measured for the shoulder to get an accurate straight line. So this is what I just did now. So for the armhole curve, I'm going to divide. Remember, we have a 1 inch slant here, so I'm going to divide this place by 2. 8.5. This is how I'm going to divide it. So this particular place, you come out by half an inch. Then the bust measurement is 42. 42 divided by 4. So my bust measurement is 10.5, and I'm going to measure the 10.5 here. This is 10.5. And I'll go ahead and add extra 1 inch for ease. So for the waist measurement, the waist is 35. F divided by 4 is 8.7. 8.75. So this is it. And I'll go ahead and give 2.5 inches allowance for the waist. Then the hip measurement is 44 divided by 4 is 11. The hip measurement is 11. So this is my 11. I discovered that I don't have a lot. I was supposed to give 2.5, but what I'm having here is 2. I'll leave it like that. And it is the same measurement, you just go down with. The reason why I'm leaving it like this because my fold, the fold I have, that's what it's giving me. And I already started my measurement, so refold again. That means I'm starting my measurement again. So I'll just leave the 2 inches allowance. For your allowance, you can decide to leave 2 inches, you can decide to leave 3 inches, depending on how big you want. Even the waist, I just want the waist to be equal with this, so I'm going to leave 2 inches allowance instead of the 2.5 I already give. So now I'm going to connect from here. I'm connecting down to meet my waist, then to meet the hip, measurement, and the hip and the down of the lap coat is the same thing. So you just connect a straight line to meet it there. So that's all for the back. Then our neck, I'm going to use 2.5 inches for the neck width. You can decide to use 3 inches, you can decide to use 2.5. But okay, let me use 3 inches because the shoulder is a shoulder 16. So I'll be using 3 inches. For my depth, I'm using 1 inch. So I'll go ahead and connect it. I'll go ahead and connect it. Then for my shoulder slope, I'm going to connect this one to meet this particular place. So that's my shoulder slope. I'm just doing it out, but I'm not going to cut it because I want to use it to cut the back. So I just marked it out. I'm not going to cut it. Oh my god, my armhole! I just realized that I did not connect it. So you're going to connect from here to meet here and from here to meet here. So that's what we're going to do now. So that is it. I'll just go ahead and don't bite your hand. Then I'm going to fold it like this. I'm going to fold it like this and go ahead to pin it because I'm using the back to cut the front. And for the front, we don't need this 1 inches because I told you that we're going to join it. It's what is going to give us the joining at the back. So I'll just go ahead and pin it down. So I'm going ahead to pin it down and I'm going to bring out the fabric to cut out the front. You're going to bring in the back piece and make sure you match it with the front piece. This is the 3 inches. You give a mark here. You give a mark here. Trying to get the 3 inches for the front. So this is it. So you have to place the back on top of the line that you have ruled out. That is the beginning of the 3 inches. Cut it out. I just want the front and back to be on the table so that the material will not be dragging. So the difference from the front and back is just this extra 3 inches and the neck. If the rest of it are the same thing. So we have our back and front here now. For our neck, for the I'm going to be coming down by 3 inches. This is our lap extra, so my measurement is starting from here, 3 inches. Then the 3 inches we gave for the neck width. 3 inches we gave for the neck width. So I'm going to use my curve glue to connect it to meet the. So what I'm having here is like a straight and a curve. Very important, so you don't, when sewing, you don't find it difficult. I'm having a straight, and when my straight ended here, this was a curve. So this is the back. This is my back neckline. Let me draw it out so you see very well. My back neckline is already a little bit shorter, so this is it. You understand? And this is the slant that we have. So for my lapel, I want it to end at the waist. Remember, my waist is 17 inches, so that is where I want the lapel to end. So from here, this is my 17 inches. I'm just going to extend the line, and for the down part of the lap coat, I'm going to minus 2 inches. I want the button allowance to be 1. I want my button allowance to be what? 1. So from that mark I gave, I'm going to remove 1 inches. This is 2, this is 1. So this is my allowance. This place is going to be cut off. So from here, 3 inches. I'm going to connect to meet this point. I don't want it to be 2.5. I don't want it to be 2. I want it to be 3. So I'm going to connect from here to this place. After sewing and joining, it's going to fall back to 2.5 inches. So I'll just connect it from here to meet this point. So that is all you have to do. From here, just have a slant to meet this point. So after doing that, I'm going to cut it out. So this is it. Then I'm going to follow the slants to get to this place. It's very easy. Just pay a very close attention to what I am doing. So this is it. So from here, I want to shape him. Remember, straight, then what? Curve. And make sure to notch this particular place, your 3 inches. Make sure you do what? You notch it. For the neck, back neck, I'm going to do the same thing to the back neck. Then after which, I'm going to do my slants for both back and front together. You can see. Very easy, right? So this is all you need to do for your cutting of your lap coat. This is the front and back. So for this lapel place, I'm going to put that one aside. For this particular place, I'm going to have a lining. I'm going to have a lining, but before the lining, that is literally what I'm trying to do right now. So this is the front. I'm going to be placing it like this. So we make sure that it's equal here. I'm just going to go ahead to follow this curve. Equal here. Make sure that it's equal so that there will not be any mistake. So I'm also going to notch it. That is our 3 inches allowance I will give. And I'm going to open it by the side. These are lapel, where our lapel is going to end. I also want to do what? Notches. So all these notches are very, very important. So I'm gonna head to open it. Oh god. So see the way I'm cutting it. See the way I just cut it out. Right? So this is the lining for both the 2 sides. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring out one part from it. I'll bring out one part from it, and this is my notching. So I'm going to join it from here to this end, from here to this end in here. Okay, I'll show you why. I'm going to start from this notch place. So after doing that, you are going to notch it open very well now. That's what I'm doing here. I've notched it open. You can see it. Then I'm going to join this side, the front side. So the 3 inches I gave, joining it, I'm using more like this 0.2 inches to join it. So it's no longer 3 inches again. So that's why I probably use 3 inches. So this is where we also notch for our lapel to end.
Take a breath and realize you're already what you want to be. Every step a new surprise. Let it show naturally.
After I was done sewing it, I had to sew the other side. That's the neck, the collar side to the back. So I was done sewing it. I'm gonna have to sew my lining. So at this point, what I was doing, I was joining the back. Remember, I gave 1 inch allowance at the back so that at the bottom I'm going to have a slit. So I went ahead to join the back with the 1 inch, and I measured from the down 8 inches. That's how I want my slits, the opening of my slits to be. So I stopped sewing at that 8 inches point. So this is how far I've gone. I've torn it with my lining. This is the 2 fronts. So this is how it's going to look like, and that's the back. So this was when I was done ironing it and it came out where that's the slit I was talking about. This is the back. I've gone ahead to iron, and this is the front. I've also ironed it, and this is how it's looking. So this I'm going to be folding it and give it a good press. But before then, I want to join the shoulder, the back and the front shoulder. That's the next thing I'll do. So I'm just merging them together. I'm going to join the shoulder first of all. So after joining the shoulder, then I'm going to iron out the collar. So after joining the shoulder, I'll go ahead to cut out my collar. So I measured from that edge where my 3-inch ended, not the beginning. I measured around and ended at that same point. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Let me go again. From that point I notched down to the other point I notched. So that's what I measured. Then I'll go ahead and cut the collar. So I would have loved to cut the collar behind the scene, but because this is a detailed tutorial, I also want to show you how to cut the collar. So I folded into 2, then into 4. You saw the way I folded it. So I quickly gave a quick press so that it will be flat. Then the round neck I measured was 16. So since it's on fold, I measured 8. That is 16 divided by 2, 8. Then I went up with 3 inches. You can decide on the height of the collar how you want it. You can do 2 or 2.5. I went up with 3 inches. Then I gave a square shape. You can see what I'm doing. Just pay close attention to what I was doing. So from that place, I came down by 1/2 inch. This other side, I came down by 1 inch. So the next thing I did, I measured the 8 inches, and I divided it into 2, then mark 4 inches. That's the middle. Well, NEPA did their worst, but the video continues. So I was trying to alight the lines and connect it. Remember where I came down by 1.5 inches? I was just connecting it, and I went ahead to cut it out. Sorry, the light was very bright at this place, so you couldn't see the lines. So I went ahead to cut it, and the bottom was on fold. So I opened it because we're going to have 2 pieces. So one is the lining and one is for the main collar. So I'll go ahead and join the top of the collar. So don't forget to give a notch so you know the up and the bottom. So I've turned it and ironed it to the right side after joining. So I took the lap coats, then I fold the neckline so I can have the middle points. Then remember that place I notch. I'm going to place it at the middle of the collar, that is the neck, round the neck on the lap coat. So I have gone ahead to notch it. I notched it again. Then the lap coat, I'll place it at the middle. You can see what I'm doing. After placing it, I'm going to pin it round, and it will end at that 3-inch allowance that I gave. It won't get to the end. So please pay close attention to what I was doing, but I literally decided to do it again. I didn't pin the 2 together. I was just pinning one side of the collar to the neck, round the neck. I will end at that 3 inches side. Then after sewing it like that, then I'll use the other one to top stitch on it. If you know how to fix the collar, it won't be very difficult for you. So I just thought of doing it again. After pinning it down to the end, one side, I will first of all go ahead to the sewing machine and stitch it from beginning to end. Then I'll go ahead and use the other side to turn it. This is what I'm showing you. So I'm going to stitch it. After stitching it, now use that top side to up stitch it. And when I did that, this was the outcome. So there was covering, there was no rough edge showing at the other side. So that's what I was trying to explain to you all. Then I've not actually given it a good press. The next thing I went ahead to do was to fix the hand, because I wanted to fix the hand, then join the side together. Fixing the hand is not really difficult. So what I'm doing here, I'm just showing you guys how I'm going to join the side, because I want to just run everything in the sewing machine. I'll also join the down, but after fixing the hand and the side, this is the outcome. Take note, I've not folded it down because I want to show you a technique on how to fold it. So this is the joining of the side and the sleeve. That is what I've done here. I'm just trying to arrange it so that you see the outcome of what I've done. So then the folding of the down, so this is how I want you guys to fold it. Remember, we have a slit at the back, so for the front I don't want to fold it that way, so I'll fold it back. I don't know if you see what I just did. I'm folding it back. I'll take that stitch first. After doing that, then I turn it. I felt maybe it's not working here, so I decided to use pin, more like I was done sewing, then turn it this way. You can see how neat it's looking. Then after turning it, I'll now fold to the end. When I get here, I'll just take a little turn to the back. I guess you're seeing how it's coming. So I pinned also, and you are seeing the outcome. So just pay close attention to what I was doing, you understand. So I'm going to do that for the both side.
Take a breath and realize
So when I was done doing that, I went ahead to cut the pockets. You can decide to do 10 by 10 or any size of your pockets. For me, I did 10 by 10 here. So after doing that, I literally folded it and ironed it, so that while folding it on the lap coat won't be very difficult for me. So from the lap coat, I came down by, I think, 18 inches. I came down by 18, but you can choose to come down by 17, 16, which is your waist length. I came down by, I think, 17 inches. That's the length I came down. Then I placed the pockets there. Then I pinned it round before taking it into my sewing machine. Before then, I already stitched the up parts, which is not going to be sewn down to the lap coat. That's so you can have an easy access. So I'm just going to sew the side, the two side, and the bottom. So I'll do the same thing for this side. Came down by 17 inches. I placed the pockets, then I pinned. The distance from the pocket, the button side and the hemming side, I think is just 3 inches. But if yours is not much, just be careful enough to know that you might not use 10 by 10 for the cutting of the pocket. So after pinning, I went ahead to sew it, and I'll show you the outcome. So if you have watched this video to this extent, thank you very much. Please do also subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you get notified whenever I post new videos. Thank you very much. Drop a comment on the video you want us to make for you all. So wow, this is the outcome of my lap coat. It came out so well and I love it. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.